What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Lifestyle Living Podcast. Now, today is going to be a quick and simple one, but I also want to get you guys' feedback on anything about these podcasts because I'm starting to give them more, like a little bit quicker, and I don't want them to be as long a duration unless I have somebody else on here, and I want them to be a hell of a lot more impactful. And I don't know, I'm just trying a few different things, and I really get a lot of enjoyment for this podcast because it's just fun. I get to sit at my desk, get this kind of like my shelter where I kind of get a lot of my creative ideas and get to do a lot of, like, my whole business is ran from here. So I really enjoy it. It's my safe space, and I really, when I'm doing these podcasts, it's really just me talking about some impactful things for me that like just firsthand experience about my life, that how I've tracked certain things, and I'll get into about what I mean by that. And just, I'm just like, I like to share certain things in certain avenues of my life that have really made impact and changed my life. So I like to share it with you guys. And today's topic is going to be really quick, but it's just about compounding small wins and what this can do for your confidence. The reason why I want to talk about this is because we get so caught up in the big goals and forget how important the small wins are. So I really want to talk about like why it's so important to celebrate these small things and how we can do this. And I'm going to give you some actionable items of like what I've done with myself and what I've actually and do with my business, with my clients. And I just want to talk about it because small wins can really change the entire direction of your life if you just pay attention to them. And I feel like with it being April and it's about just going on the fifth month into the year here, 2023. And it's just about that time where it's like you really start to acknowledge, like, did I win the first part of the year, right? Like, did I win the first quarter? That's why I look at least from a business standpoint. There's 4 quarters in the year. We're in the second quarter right now. It's like, did we win the first quarter? And we're just about to shift our focus onto May, right, where June starts to come into it, and we start to get into like the 6 month, halfway through the year. So a lot of the conversations with some clients, especially when they go through certain journeys toward their fitness, whether it's body recomposition or trying to build muscle or try to get back in the gym, like when we're talking about building habits or lifestyle habits, I guess, or some of the clients that are maybe struggling to see some success in some avenues that they think they should be seeing success, then I think it's so much that it's so relevant to have this podcast episode as I'm talking to them about focusing on the small wins and how that compounds over time to build a ton of confidence. So I want to start off with why it's important to track your small wins. And it's so important because small wins build momentum. Like, as soon as you start to see a couple wins back to back, they start to multiply, and the magnitude becomes a hell of a lot more momentum than just take it one day at a time. And then all of a sudden you like 1 or 3, 4 days. Like, it's like when you hit every single day, you get the small win and you know where you're focusing on them. You know you're going to start building a hell of a lot more momentum from that. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, and it really fuels you to keep continuing forward because you're building your ground beneath you and you have confidence on that. It gives you a ton of confidence in your own abilities. When we set a goal and achieve it, we literally prove to ourselves that we are capable of accomplishing more. So, how do we focus on the small wins? Well, we do this by showing up for ourselves every single day. And it's about making a commitment to yourself to follow through on it. So whatever small goal you decide to set out, you have to make sure you show up for yourself every single day to commit to it. That's the key here. It's not about the specific goal, let's say. Like, yes, you want to have a better career or a better life in some sense. We can all talk about financial or fitness, like, oh, we want more money or we want to look better or feel better. So it's not about those specifics. It's about the small wins that you know that will bring you momentum. So this could be as simple as setting a fitness goal of getting in the best shape of your life, starting small in terms of like, okay, summer's starting up in June, July, August. Let's say we want to lose 20 pounds over this duration. Let's start like looking at, okay, let's lose 2 pounds. Let's lose 4 pounds. Let's lose 5 pounds. Let's see if we can start there. Or say you want to make a big career move that you know will benefit your career, but maybe it's a little bit stressful because there's some studying involved or some like interview process or self-development. And let's break it down. What are the key aspects you can do now? Is there a personal development? Can you get meetings with your manager? Is there like things you can do aside of work to build up your confidence, such as self-help books or other, like, let's say like certificates or training programs that will like slowly help you build wins to get to this big career move? And all you have to focus on throughout both of those journeys or whichever journey you're going through is showing up for yourself each day, because that's when you're going to build the trust for yourself. You begin to see yourself as a reliable and trustworthy person because then you start to recognize that you're capable of making all these positive changes in your life, because you're watching yourself go through the fitness journey of losing 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pounds versus focusing on the 20, or you're doing smaller actionable items to get a personal development in your career to make you more confident to get that decision to get that bigger career. And once you realize and you watch yourself cross your T's, dot your I's on a smaller scale and showing up for yourself every single day, committed, you really start to build that confidence and momentum. And I really want to take a second to pause on that, because I think the most important part is what I'm about to talk about next. So I'll take a drink of my coffee and we'll talk about it in 2 seconds. Reflection. Reflection makes all of the difference. It's important to reflect on every small win, just as important as it is to accomplish them. So let's say you want to lose 20 pounds. Let's say you want to get your career changed. As important as it is for you to accomplish a small task to lose that 5 pounds, 2 pounds, with like going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, tracking your nutrition, or getting to the next step of your confidence for you to get to your big career move of you going through, let's say, a management development workshop. You went through 6 weeks of training. So once we get to these smaller end goals, you have to reflect on them. You can't just be like, okay, I got it, cross that T, we're done, what's to the next? You got to take a small thing of appreciation for that, because that's how you compound the momentum and build the confidence. It can be as simple as crossing something off your to-do list or taking a few minutes to meditate on it, such as like I have a whiteboard that's behind me right now, and it has some goals on it, and when I get them, I cross them off, and I just reread all my goals, because then once you reread that, I recognize it and I celebrate it. The reason why reflection is so important is because it helps you reinforce the positive behavior. And for me personally, just a personal, that has nothing really to do with the podcast, essentially, like nothing like that. But the reason why this stands out to me personally is the science behind the neurology of how when we have a certain thought pattern that we reaffirm to ourselves, reinforce, that we commit to ourselves to keep going forward. And it's like, hey, this is what we're going to do every day, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Because it's not comfortable, going through fitness journeys and trying to get to, you're admitting, one, that you're not where you want to be career-wise or fitness-wise. And two, you're willing to go through the uncomfortable stages to get there. And we're talking about the small wins of those uncomfortable stages. So for me personally, the thing that excited me the most was the neurology behind it. Like when you really rethink things over and over again, there's scientific studies that prove that your brain matter actually reinforces it and reprograms your neurons, rewires them for the electrodes to fire to reinforce the positive behavior. So it's crazy. So it's like, no matter how hard it is at the beginning, by doing exactly this, focusing on the small wins and several other factors against focusing on the big wins and other things, this is just a slice of the pie, if you will. But I love the science on it, so I knew that it didn't matter how I felt, because I knew it would be one day it would get better, because it's proven, right? So that's just my personal take on why which is kind of stuck out to me, of why like tracking the smaller wins and the bigger wins and other variations of whatever journey you're on, and how it like really can change your life, because once we take the time to acknowledge our successes, we're so much more likely to repeat them, and it's proven. So here, I want to talk about some actionable items that you can take today and start implementing immediately. I have two ways for you personally to start celebrating your wins. And then I also have two actionable items that you can take today to start actually building confidence from them. So 2 ways to start celebrating the small wins, and then 2 ways to actually implement them today. So the actionable items to celebrate your small wins is write down your small wins each day in a journal or a planner. As easy as that, This gives you a visual, some type of visual reminder will help you feel more accomplished as you write them down. For me personally, I've talked about it several times. I journal every day, and I write up a weekly and a monthly to-do list. So I know what I need to get done over a 1 week period and a 4 week period, and I have my whiteboard where I crossed it off, and I have where I can see it. And I said that earlier, where I meditate, reread it, see how I'm doing. The second thing is positive reinforcement, which is like treat yourself with something small that you like. Like for me personally, it's like watching the UFC fights on the weekend and grabbing some food, or it could be like us playing Xbox, hanging out and just chilling, just really like letting off my life and just letting me be into my moment. Those are 2 ways that I celebrate my small wins after I get them. As we talked about, we got to take time to reflect on them, right? So that's it. 2 ways to reflect on them. And then 2 actionable items for you to start getting these small wins compounded today for you is 1, set a goal that you can accomplish and set it small, and I mean small. Let it as small as get up when your alarm goes off. Go to the gym how many times you say you're going to go. If it's 3, go 3 times. If it's 2, go 2. Whatever number it is, who gives a fuck what you said it is, just make sure you go that many times. Because once you completed those tasks and you've taken a moment to acknowledge them, that's 1% more of momentum and confidence you've had the week prior. And that's what we're talking about here, small wins. We're not talking about 5% better every week, 10% better every week. We're talking about compounded wins. So 0.001% is still a motherfucking win. And number 2, for the actual item, for you to get started building on your confidence today, is to make a fucking commitment. Just make a commitment to show up for yourself every single day in some way that you can say you are. Whether that's through exercise, going to the gym, you get your fitness routine. Whether that is you're career driven and you're going to work and you're showing up on time, being integral with everything, and like that's you. Stick to it, make it habit, and you'll start to see yourself as someone who can actually change their whole life, capable of achieving every single goal. For example, for me with my fitness, it's tracking my nutrition Monday to Friday, like to a T, and then intuitively eating Saturday and Sunday, and hitting 5 lifts every single week. That's 4 strength training days, so hit the weights, and 1 conditioning day. Obviously, I have many others, but that's a clear example for this. So this is a short and sweet podcast. It's only, I think it's like 11 minutes, but that's literally it. I gave you 2 ways on how you personally can celebrate your small wins today, and I gave you 2 actionable items how you can get started building your confidence today by tracking your small wins. And that's all I wanted to talk about. I just want to talk about commenting your small wins and showing up for yourself each day, because it's critical to building confidence, and confidence that helps you achieve your goals. And to be honest, another big thing is like I struggle with this. I never reflected on my small victories and my small wins. There's a quote obviously that every single one of us is going to know, and that's like, you don't smell the roses. And that's something that I realized as I built my career up as a online fitness coach, and now I'm doing really well. Even being part of Team Lifts, it's like means so much to me with building the community on there. Life truly is what you can make it if you focus on the small wins, compound your confidence, and just show up every single fucking day for yourself. And for the longest time, I didn't show for myself, and that's what I'm starting to struggle with. Not now, I'd say, but that's definitely starting to be something I'm more aware of, that when I am chilling, hanging, I'm kind of like got anxiety or like feeling some type of way, because it's like I'm like, damn, like I realized over like last 6 to 8, 9 months I didn't reflect as much as I should have and appreciated the journey. They always say that money fixes all problems, and it's like, let's say you won $1 million, and it's like you still have the same problems. Or like a slice of the pie would just definitely be different, but for the analogy, it's just saying that your problems are still going to be there, right? So I thought it was important, especially talking about it a lot with my clients over the last little bit, about compounding their small victories over the last 4 months of the year. So I hope you took something away from this, knowing that if you compound your confidence with this, that you'll be able to change your life as well. Until then, see you in the motherfucking next episode. Let's go.